In a grand, sunlit hall, a man in golden armor receives reassurance that he will be protected, even if he faces defeat. The emperor assures him, "Don't worry about that," as he points out specific details, all under the watchful gaze of Shao Kahn. A warrior in horned armor prepares for battle, a spiked mace swinging with deadly force. Amidst the chaos, a plea is made: close your eyes right now. The warrior in the horned helmet declares, "Ignia now belongs to me," as a woman in a purple dress and golden armored guards stand by, amidst a gathering of people. A man sprints through a misty jungle, while a woman with a pickaxe-like weapon also navigates the dense foliage. Another woman, adorned in blue and silver, speaks of youth, and a bodyguard reveals their purpose: to avenge what Shao Kahn took. Seated on a throne, a masked figure in dark, ornate attire presides over his court. He announces that the elder gods have been petitioned for the tournament to begin. Meanwhile, two women in metallic armor stand ready, awaiting instructions, as a figure in a horned helmet watches on. The power of an amulet is described: it can heal any wound and transform a man into a god. A man in a blue and white athletic jacket, wearing sunglasses, turns as chaos erupts around him with loud music and flashing lights. Elsewhere, a man in a blue bomber jacket, also with sunglasses and holding a baseball bat, walks towards a bright light, entering what looks like a workshop. A massive explosion erupts, a fiery burst filling the dark screen. In a dimly lit parking garage, a man in traditional robes is observed as another man loads luggage into a car. Suddenly, bright blue electrical energy crackles intensely around the man in the robes, illuminating his face and the surrounding area. The sheer power is disorienting, a blinding blue light engulfing him. In a large, dimly lit room, a man in a brown jacket dismisses someone who wants to quit, stating they are not needed. A figure in a conical hat and blue vest walks past flickering candles in an ornate, dimly lit interior. He looks directly at the camera, his expression serious, as he speaks of past losses and a 20-year gap, revealing he was once the guy. In a stormy outdoor setting, a tense conversation unfolds between a man and a woman. She warns him, "Hey, listen," as the sky cracks with dramatic lightning. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure in a hooded robe is revealed, seemingly speaking of being the Great Pretender. The dialogue hints at Shao Kahn's followers being sent to Earthrealm, questioning their purpose. Back in a dimly lit bar, the conversation continues. Someone remarks, "I thought it was pretty cool," referencing Johnny Cage. Then, a stark announcement is made: the tournament has begun. Today you fight for Earthrealm. To the death. This is followed by a sudden, shocked "oh shit." In a dark, atmospheric courtyard, a figure is silhouetted. The dialogue shifts to a figure with a bandaged eye, who seems to be confirming someone isn't a revenant and wasn't worth the effort. A confrontation brews as someone declares, "We could have left him dead," and then demands, "Where are you going with that?" Chaos erupts in a narrow, stone alleyway. Amidst blurred motion and a violent struggle, a woman in blue and gold armor warns her opponent, "You're not gonna get away with this." Amidst the chaos, a woman in black combat attire reacts to a declaration: they send their queen to fight? Note the fight is on, and someone exclaims, "What did I miss? Fuck yeah, look who's back." A man with a mustache grins, excited by the return of someone, asking how bad it was. Meanwhile, a man with a cut on his forehead looks serious, acknowledging he lost and was lucky. Another figure demands a new eye, one that shoots lasers, stating he has other priorities. A man in a straw hat uncertainly replies, "I don't know." Another, in a black leather jacket, seems relieved not to receive a lecture. He's told the gods chose him, perhaps seeing his potential. The conversation shifts to the Princess Kitana and avoiding a fight with a god. In an ornate chamber, the dialogue reveals Jade was raised by Shao Kahn's army. A woman in a dark cloak is asked, "You followed me?" Then, the announcement comes: the tournament will consist of 3 matches: Jax, Cole, Liu Kang. Attack now. A sorcerer holds a glowing turquoise gem, its power potent. As dark, ominous energy swirls, he's warned to be careful with such power. Meanwhile, someone with the blood of Scorpion is recognized, and it's acknowledged that a fight is imminent, with a shark shit punctuating the tension. In a dark, wet environment, a centaur-like creature unleashes sparks as it moves aggressively, shouting "fuck you." Amidst the chaos, another figure lies defeated, their armor glinting in the dim light, reflecting on the moments that led them there. A bald, muscular man gazes upwards as glowing orbs ascend into the night sky. A woman, distressed, questions why, as a powerful blue energy vortex forms, hinting at a disturbing transformation and betrayal. Two silhouetted figures clash with swords in a dramatic dance of combat. On a distant platform, a warrior in dark attire stands ready, determined to find a way to save someone, vowing to bring them back, even as a swirling blue energy field pulses behind them. Two figures lie still on a dark surface, one in armor, the other in a red tunic, beneath a structure with a blue energy-filled sky. One person stands on a platform, surrounded by crackling blue lightning, exclaiming, "He's alive." Meanwhile, a young man in red looks concerned as someone asks for him, with dialogue revealing a loved one is barely alive and asking about Cole's whereabouts. In an ornate chamber, a group discusses using a portal to retrieve an amulet, noting it's the only entrance not under constant watch. The dialogue shifts to a stunned "what" and a realization that you did, before a declaration, "I am Liu Kang." Elsewhere, a monstrous creature with sharp teeth and a scarred face confronts someone in an arid, rocky area. A group arrives at a dusty encampment. A blonde woman's expression shifts from apprehension to disbelief as she's told, "You're going to have to do it," leading to a panicked "Oh, no, 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 no." A heated exchange erupts with a forceful "no shit." Enough, as a group navigates a rocky terrain. A person is shown climbing over rough ground. The group walks through a dusty, arid landscape, with a plea of please exchanged, and a blonde woman reacts with disbelief and panic to being told she must do something, exclaiming, "Oh, no, 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 no." A heated confrontation ensues with a sharp, "No shit." Enough, as a group navigates a treacherous, rocky landscape. Someone is seen climbing over the rough terrain. Amidst the chaos, the dialogue reveals a plea, a fear of When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. Soon after, things no longer feel normal. Small details keep appearing one after another, giving the impression that a much larger secret is slowly being pulled into the light. When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. In a vast, dimly lit hall, a man walks away as others gather, while a grim-faced man with a beard stands under a stark red and blue light. He dismisses others, muttering, "They're all shit. Look at that. Old Rock'em Sock'em's dead." Nearby, three hooded figures stand ominously, one instructing, "Just a step forward. And a little that way." A bearded man, confined in a dimly lit, cell-like room, expresses his hope that certain allies will win. He then requests Jack and Coke. Just Jack. Just Coke. Later, grinning broadly under a lantern's glow, he anticipates their arrival, declaring, "Sounds fun. I can't wait to get there." He outlines a plan. An elder with a ponytail meditates, suggesting, "But dreams can be harnessed too." Meanwhile, a blond man in a leather jacket is prompted to search yourself. In a traditional room, a martial artist looks down grimly as someone reveals that the amulet is being targeted, leaving Lord Raiden unguarded. The martial artist vows to protect the amulet while the other takes care of Raiden. Amidst a fiery, cavernous space, a glowing, fractured amulet pulses with green light. A man in ornate armor, B-Hunt, arrives, declaring, "I'm here for your life." He faces a group, and as sparks fly, he states, "Looks like we're the main event. Let's kill this fucker." He boasts, "Just 2 more deaths and that Earthrealm belongs to me." When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. When danger suddenly closes in, the scene shifts into a much more intense rhythm. The rapid chain of actions leaves the characters with almost no time to think, and every decision now could lead to a much bigger consequence. In a dimly lit street, a woman in dark armor battles an opponent. As the fight intensifies, her face is revealed, strained and bloodied. She grimaces, clearly in distress, as hands grip her neck from behind, her eyes wide with terror in the dramatic blue lighting. The woman, Katana, stands determined amidst a blurred crowd, her armor glinting. She exclaims her newfound freedom and strength. Meanwhile, a serene shot of a blossoming tree branch hints at a moment of peace, a stark contrast to the ongoing struggle, suggesting that even a small light can hold back the darkness.